back to another week of dry land training. This is week number 4. This week we're going to be focusing on preventative exercises to prevent injuries. We will need some equipment this week, but I will tell you what we will need when we get there. So let's head right into our warm-up to start. So for this week's warm-up, we're going to do something a little bit different. This is called metabolic conditioning. So I will be adding in some high intensity exercises with some mobility movements to get us fully warmed up and our heart rates up. Our first exercise of the warm-up is going to be called a touch and go. So we're going to be facing with our feet underneath us. What I want us to do is we're going to touch the ground in a squat, up and stand. So touch, up, stand. We're going to do 10 reps of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Our next movement is called the world's greatest stretch. So I want us to go into a deep lunge position, whether our back knee is up or down on the ground, up to you. We're going to rotate towards our knee, look at our hand at that ceiling. We're going to bring it back down. I'm going to stretch back, stretch through my hamstring, rotate the other direction. Again, rotate towards that knee. And then I'm sitting back and stretching my other hamstring, toe up to the ceiling, straight leg. And we're going to repeat that again one more time on either side. Lunge, rotate and hold, sit back, stretch out through that hamstring, nice long leg, toe towards the ceiling. And then again, rotating the other direction, arm to the ceiling, look up at that hand, stretching through the middle of our back, and then sitting back, stretching at that hamstring. Our next movement is called a good morning. So we're going to be facing on our side. Our feet are going to be underneath our hips. Knees are going to be softly bent. And from here, we're hinging back. So I'm pushing my bum into the far wall. My spine is nice and long. And let's place our hands on our head. So this one we are going to do 10 of. So hands on our head, pushing our hips back, nice straight long spine. You should feel the stretch in the back of your legs. That's 2, 3, 4. I don't want to see any curve in our spine. So try to pretend there's a stick or a board going right down your spine, keeping a nice long straight line. 2 more. And this is 10. Our next movement is a lateral lunge with a halo. So we're starting to get those shoulders warmed up. So we're gonna be on one side. I'm gonna be on one side of my mat. If you have a mat, awesome. We're gonna step sideways. Nice wide long stance. I want us to sit to our hip, toe, knee, hip, all in the same line. Hands come together. We circle around, we stand back up. So let's do 5 in one direction and 5 in the other direction. So step, circle around, back up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing on the other side of your mat. We are stepping wide, sitting in through our hip, circling around the other direction. Make sure to plant and land and sink before you do your halo over your head. 1 more. Our next exercise is we're going to do a mountain climber to a cross climber. So we're going to be in a nice tall plank. So hands are going to be underneath our shoulders, knees are extended. I want us to bring our knee towards our chest, bring it to the opposite elbow and back. So this one we're going to do 5 on each side, all 5 on one side, and then all 5 on the other side. So it doesn't need to be done very quick. So knee in and twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The last movement of our warm-up is going to be a side shuffle with a burpee. So we're gonna get nice and low. I'm gonna use the mat distance here, so about 3 shuffles. turn my toe in the direction that we're going. We're shuffling across at the end. Up, down, chest to the floor. Burpee. So we're gonna do 6 total, 3 per side. Here we go. We go across, up, down, and burpee. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. All right, that was 1 round of our warm-up. We're gonna go ahead and Nice job on that warm up. Let's head into some mobility together. So we're gonna start down on the floor. So I want us to lay on our side. I want us to grab our top leg foot, just like so. Pull back so you feel stretch in the front of your leg. Then we're gonna bring our other leg over top and pull down the top leg with our foot, holding here for about 20 seconds. So you should feel this in the front of your leg, maybe down the side of that top leg. Holding here. Excellent work. All right. Be careful when you come out of that stretch. Let's repeat the same thing on your other side. So again, grabbing that top leg foot. Then I want us to take our bottom foot, cross it over, and pull down. Again, you should feel this in the front of your quad, on the top of your leg, or the top leg, and maybe down the side of that top leg as well, making sure to pull downwards with that top foot. About 20 seconds here. Our next exercise, we're going to stay on the ground. I want us to lay on our back. We're going to grab behind our knee, heel up towards the ceiling. I want us to pull in towards our chest as much as we can, and then we're going to extend our foot up, stretching out that hamstring and calf, and bringing it back down. Let's do 10 reps. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Let's switch to our other leg. You can have your other leg, the resting leg, either bent or straight, up to you. Again, heel is going to be pointed towards that ceiling. Grab behind that knee, pull in towards your chest, and extend that knee for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and that's 10. Again, on the mat, we're gonna stay on our knees. I want us to kick out one leg, just like so. So we're stretching through here. We're sitting back on this heel. My hands are out in front. I'm gonna take my inside hand, the same leg with the leg out, and we're gonna thread underneath that arm. So we're stretching through our shoulder and through our back, and then a little bit through the inside of that leg. If you need more of a stretch, you can always turn your toe up to the ceiling, holding here for about 20 seconds. And then we'll move to the other leg. Hands and knees, we're gonna kick our leg out. Hands are underneath. I'm threading my inside arm underneath, sitting back on my heel. Push my hand down to the floor to make sure I get a stretch through my shoulder and upper back, as well as the inside of my leg. Holding for about 20 seconds or so. And then we're gonna come out of that stretch gently. Our next stretch, you will need a wall. We're gonna stretch out our lats, so right underneath our shoulder. So what I want us to do is we're gonna put our elbow nice and high up on that wall, and I want us to bring our hand behind our head and push into the wall. So here you'll feel a stretch through your tricep and or your lat, holding there. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can go both elbows up, pushing into the wall and touching through your shoulders, or you can just stick to one side at a time. So if you're gonna do with 2 hands, holding for 20 seconds total, and if one arm, you're just going to do 20 seconds per side. Let's switch to the other side. So elbow high, hand comes behind, and you're gonna push into the wall. And then and then we'll gently come out of that stretch. All right, welcome back. Like I said earlier, today we're going to be working on some preventative injury exercises. So we're going to work on very small muscles, and they're not done for speed, so nice and slow with each one of these exercises. We're going to start off with our feet. For this circuit, you'll need a mini loop band just like so. Green, yellow, light or medium will do for resistance. All right, so we're going to start with the band at your ankles. I want our feet staggered just like so, so you feel a little bit of resistance with the band. We're going to lightly bend our knees. Toes are both facing forward, and I want us to lift up that back heel and push down. So you might feel a little bit of shaking coming from that back leg. That is fine. Just strengthening those muscles. We're doing 15. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Same thing with your other foot, just turning around. Staggering your feet, toes are both pointed forward. We're going to go up onto that big toe, pushing down for 1, 2, 3. So don't try to avoid that toe. Make sure you go into that big toe on that back foot. Toes are straight. My knee is in line with my toe. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, we're gonna sit down on our bum on the floor, again with our little band. I want us to put around 1 foot. We're gonna use the other side and pull for some resistance. We're gonna work on some inversion and eversion on our ankles. So we're gonna tip our foot outwards and inwards. So we're gonna do 15 each direction, each foot. So we're gonna go outwards first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to let that band snap your foot back. Control it back. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, now let's pull the other direction, and we're gonna go inwards. Same idea. Try not to twist with your knee, just your ankle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, switching our feet. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So band goes around that other foot. I'll turn so you can see. We're gonna go outwards first. So 15, just moving that ankle, not moving your knee. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, control back, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going inwards. Pull that band out. Same thing, we go in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, sitting down again. You can see the band is around both my feet, around the feet, not the ankles. We're sitting nice and tall. This time I want us to push and pull. So as one foot pushes towards the far wall, the other one is pulling towards your nose. So we're gonna do 20 total, 10 per side. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Our next exercise, you don't need a band, but we will be standing. So we're gonna go into the 2-to-1 calf raise. So I want us to go up onto our toes. As we go up onto our toes, we're shifting our weight over and lowering on one foot. Up onto both feet, shifting over, lowering down on the other one. I recommend being on a solid surface, not on a mat. And if you need to hang onto a wall or a chair, you can do so. We're gonna do 5 per side, 10 total. So we're gonna go up onto toes, down on one foot. Up onto 2 toes, down on one foot. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and all right, we're gonna go. All right, so now we're gonna be moving into a hip and knee circuit, preventative injury circuit. So we're gonna start down on the floor. I want us to go into a glute bridge. So here, I want us to make sure our hips are tilted up, no space is underneath our back, our feet are apart about hips width. From here, I want us to lift our hips up towards the ceiling, and then we're gonna extend out one leg, bring it down, try not to shift, and then same thing with your other side. And then bring down in between. So let's go ahead and do 8 of those. So we bring our hips up, extend out, in, out, in. That's 1. 2, making sure to keep that belly button pinched in towards the spine. 3, 4, we're not tilting our hips side to side, trying to keep nice and level as we extend. 6, 7, 8, and 8. All right, our next movement, we're gonna lay on our side. So laying on our side, I want our feet to bring behind, so my heels should be in line with my back. You can lay right down on your head or up like so. Here, we're gonna work on some clam shells. So I want our toe to go on the inside of our foot. We're gonna bring a C shape and grip our hip. And then from here, we're opening our top leg, making sure not to roll back. Okay, so here we're doing 10. So we lift up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 10. Let's flip to our other side. Again, laying down on our side, stacking my feet, hips and heels should be aligned, knees are out, hand cup around your hip, and we're lifting up and back down. So this one you don't need to open too far, less is more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Our next exercise, we're going to be on our hands and knees. So my hands are underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips. I want us to go into a single leg extension, so my belly button pinched in towards my spine, nice, long, flat back. We're going to extend out a leg and then bring our heel to our bum, out and back in. So let's try to do 8 of these per side. So extending out, in, and then bring it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try not to shift our weight. 6, 7, 8. Flipping around, let's do the same thing on your other side. So again, belly button in, we're not shifting our weight, we're extending out, in, and reset. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're going to need your green band again. This time we're going to put it up just above our knees, just like so. So very similar position to the last circuit, just like so. But now I want us to push back on the band with our knee. So my heel stays down, but I'm pushing back on that band, so you should feel a stretch through that quad. Let's do 15 just like so. Same position, toes are forward, staggered feet. We do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how I'm not trying to twist my hips. It's just my knee. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Let's switch to your other side. Same idea, we push back. 1, 2, 3, 4, not moving those hips. Hips stay square forward. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, we're going to be moving into some shoulder and arms and back preventative exercises now. For these exercises, you'll need a band, just like so, like a long band. If you don't have a long band, that's okay. Body weight will do just fine. You might just have to do a couple more reps. Our first movement is a 3-way pull apart. So I want our thumbs pointed together. The closer you hold the band, the harder it's going to be. The further apart you hold the band, the easier it's going to be. So any band will do that you have available for yourself. You can modify it as needed. So the movement is going to look like this. We're going to pull apart in the middle. As I pull apart in the middle, I'm squeezing and pinching my shoulder blades in the back. Bring it back, turn, open one way, turn, open the other way. And all of that is going to be 1. We're going to do that 5 times. So here we go. Thumbs point together, shoulders down. We pull apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. The next movement is some external rotation. So I want us to hold the band, palms up. Our elbows are going to be pinched in towards our side. Shoulders, again, are going to be down. We're going to pull apart the band. Elbows stay in and close it back up, kind of like a door hinge. So let's do 15 reps just like that. So shoulders down, we open and squeeze and pinch in the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, keep those elbows in, 13, 14, one more, and that's 15. Our next exercise is going to be on the floor. So we're going to go into a modified push-up position, but from our forearm elbows. So hands are going to be apart, shoulder width. I'm going on my knees. And what I want to do here is we're going to do a scat push-up. So I'm not actually bringing my chest down, but I'm going to sink my shoulders together, squeeze and pinch my shoulder blades, and then round back up, down and back up. Let's do 10 reps just like that. We go down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great work, everyone, today on your workout. I'm proud of you guys. These were some difficult, challenging, small movement exercises, and you did great. We'll see you guys again next week for our next workout.